no way that I would be able to afford that. My sister has autism, and one of the buses they want to cut is the 245 that she takes to work. And for her, that would mean she wouldn't be able to go to work at all, because being able to do 2 buses is not something that she'd be able to do. So I feel that these proposed cuts are a step backwards for people with disabilities, because it keeps us in our houses instead of out in the community. And I feel like in 2012, we should be making a step towards inclusion, not exclusion.
My name is Anne Grimes Rand. I'm the president of the USS Constitution Museum in the Charlestown Navy Yard, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Boston's visitors. We know they're a vital economic engine in the city. Boston's historic sites draw tourism to the city. Over 500,000 visited USS Constitution, Old Ironsides in the Charlestown Navy Yard, and over 300,000 of them visited the museum where I work last year. When you see visitors who walk Boston's Freedom Trail, they've come to our city, they're better educated, they're enjoying the historic sites and all that we have to offer. When they reach the Charlestown Navy Yard at the end of the Freedom Trail, they are exhausted. When you can say you can take a water shuttle back to Boston, they light up again in relief. I am asking that you keep water transportation. Weekend commuter rail brings families and our staff to the city to work. The water shuttle is something that we need. Water ferries keep traffic off the roads, and it keeps Boston a world-class city.
Right.
Good evening. Bruce Jacobson, Superintendent of Boston Harbor Island's National Recreation Area. And the citizens of Massachusetts and the nation have spent billions of dollars cleaning up Boston Harbor and placing the Central Artery underground. These 2 mega projects help transform our city and bringing renewed life to the waterfront, driving people to the harbor, creating thousands of jobs and economic development. And I might also add that cleanup of the harbor also resulted in the creation of Boston Harbor Island's National Recreation Area. While primary access to the Boston Harbor Islands is with a park-run ferry system run by our partners, we do rely on the MBTA ferry service from Quincy to bring passengers to George's Island. And this route provides convenient access for visitors and residents of the South Shore to George's Island. It would be eliminated under this proposal. Also, the Long Wharf to Charlestown Navy Yard ferry service is a vital link for visitors traveling from our Boston Harbor Islands Pavilion on the Greenway to the Charlestown Navy Yard. So we should be doing everything possible to capitalize on these earlier capital and public investments by driving even more people to the harbor, which means, if anything, expanding public service, ferry service, not contracting it. So no doubt there are significant budget situations that needs to be dealt with. We recognize there's changes that must be made, but we ask that you consider to not eliminate ferry service in the harbor.
My name is Terry Yancey. My name is Terry Yancey. First of all, I want to thank the team for coming out here to talk to us. Second of all, the gentleman that spoke, God bless you. We are here for you. We are here for you and for the other handicaps or people that need help. We are going backwards. We should be going forward. There should be more things for the elders to ride on without extra expense. We work very hard in this community. The same ones that speak in the elders that was here to fight to make sure we have a T to bring everybody around when they need it. It's a very shame that the T is here talking about cutting program, but they should talk about getting some more program for the elders and for the students. We are here to fight for you and for your team. You know, each one of you have children. You should be fighting for them, not to hold back, but go forward. Yeah. We need you. We need you for the community that do not have the money to get around. And when you talk about raising money, you should be talking about giving passes. It's not right. You know which you really need, and some of you get so much money, you don't know what to do with it. And help out. We need your help, not to put us back, but put us forward. We need you all. Won't you join us? Forward. Thank you very much.
People with numbers 16 through 20 to please make their way to the mic on this side of the room. 16 through 20 on the other side of the room, please.
Go Bob. They're about to learn today.
Thank you. I want to thank, you all hear me? I want to thank the mayor for his talk, and I want to applaud the thousands of people who came before.
You gonna talk?
Gentleman Terry, who
You
just
gonna
spoke. You can save the fair. My name is David Sneakus, and I'm a Vietnam veteran. And I believe the two scenarios presented by the MBTA are composed of varying proportions of established fact, reasonable inference, and more or less inspired guesswork. Guess what? They're not written in stone, and you can fight the scenarios. Number one, I have two. You can encourage, you have to do it, and the MBTA staff has to do it. They have to look for the revenue at the state and federal level instead of the hard-working team writers. Ladies and gentlemen, there are no constraints on the government's ability to spend money when it wants to. Come on, if the federal government can spend trillions on the wars in conflict with Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, and Iran, they can spend millions or even $1 billion here domestically. But you have to petition the representatives, and you have to petition the senators with the appropriation letter. Just ask them for the money. It's all about the money. I know the federal government can issue the money as every sovereign nation can. Ladies and gentlemen, they just go into a room and put the money out there. All you have to do is demand that they credit the MBTA with a $161 million deficit for the deficit, or they can credit the MBTA for $450 million to take care of their debt service. And I know the state of Massachusetts has money. It has $50 billion that's available with a stroke of a pen in investments. So if they refuse, try this, scenario number 2. Become your own sovereign bank, okay? Issue your own money. It's my team money, okay? And it sounds like a joke, but if you declare yourself a sovereign individual, you declare yourself your own credit, just like the government does. And you can send your appropriation letter to Senator Kerry, Representative Frank's office, the mayor, and the governor also. And that's what you have to do. You have to appropriate the money from them. Demand it.
Is someone holding number 13? Someone holding number 13? Okay, Haley, go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Don Summerfield. Elected officials, Secretary Davey, Acting General Manager Davis, team employees, and the folks that are riders of the MBTA. I'm here to tell those of Mass DOT the proposals of rate increases and service changes are dangerous for persons with disabilities. These changes will have detrimental effects on this class of riders and is outright discriminatory. The burden needs to be shared by all riders, not by one class. The money needed to operate the T is not coming from the fare charge, it is only reducing the debt. We all need to mobilize now and demand that our legislature provide the funding needed to keep the T running safely. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Bruce Green. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I think I heard you say record ridership. I'm not sure making the taxpayer responsible for the shortfall is the right way to go. I do know we need the service, but it can be streamlined. My suggestion, look at the ridership stats, eliminate low occupancy fares. Look at the senior rates, they are kind of low, and invest in more and more parking, convenient parking, so more folks can use the MBTA. I'm not at all opposed to reasonable fare hike. A gas tax is another source of funding? And finally, how can you call yourself public transit?
Chuck, we had 15 up here, Charles.
Go ahead, John.
Okay.
I love my driver. I have Parkinson's disease. And I need to ride. I've never been treated as well by the drivers and by the people that run this. I just think of Kennedy talking about we should put the man on the moon. Oh, what's going on